Hey everybody, I'm Adam.
And I'm Michael.
What the fuck is that? And today, at least one of us is going to talk about Pet Sematary because we're born in Ohio. Is it because you have the fucking Red Bull?
Maybe. Did you see the original?
The original Pet Sematary?
Yeah. Or you saw it when you were like 9 or something? I'm asking, seriously.
I don't think I've seen it at all.
Really?
Does that really surprise you?
Yeah, man. I mean, have you seen like the Children of the Corn? Any of the classic King? Silver Bullet. You seen Silver Bullet?
What's Silver Bullet?
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
I've seen Maximum Overdrive.
All right, well, that's in the same, But you didn't see Pet Sematary?
No.
Do you know what the general idea of the story is?
I'm not a huge horror fan like you. Yeah, I get the premise. It's like it's almost the trope of like some kind of sacred ground or like burial ground, like the Indian stuff with poltergeist. But this is like a pet cemetery.
Yes.
And
Well, it's
shit
not
comes
actually
back.
the Pet Cemetery itself. It's actually behind the Pet Cemetery.
Was it Indians?
It was yes.
Native
it was
Americans?
Native Americans, yes, and the ground went sour, so it'll bring back to life whatever you bury in it. But now it has gone sour. Well, it's been sour for a very long time, and so Judd, the neighbor, tries to help out Lewis because his daughter loved this cat so much. The cat got hit by. I'm just giving you anybody that's ever seen the trailer can tell.
Is Judd the
Judd's the across
Let
the
Go?
street. Yeah, he plays the
character?
Judd. Yeah, which was very poorly written this time for him. You know, the whole thing about it is that they were describing this movie as it was going to be better, more terrifying, and better also because it follows the book more accurately. It completely does not follow the book more accurately. I literally just reread the book before I saw the movie just to
I
keep
know
myself
that
fresh.
they at least had one big deviation
Oh, there's a huge deviation. Huge. Well,
that
besides the daughter.
reviewers were talking about.
Besides the daughter. So in
Yeah.
the book and in the
It's a
original film,
son.
the son dies, and he's
Yeah.
very little. And then instead, and I kind of got it, and I like the creativity of it. They're like, you know what? Let's have it the daughter, switch things up. Doesn't matter. It's the same premise either way. It really is.
Yeah.
Cat dies. He buries the cat. Cat comes back. Cat isn't exactly right, and it's a little bit of an evil bastard. Then the child dies a while later, and Lewis gets it in his mind. He's just gonna go up there and, maybe the cat was just a one-off. He's a little weird, but it's still the cat. He bears the kid up there. The kid doesn't come back right at all.
Right.
So
It's
anyway,
like in Multiplicity if you clone a clone.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah,
So that's a much more
but these
fun
are more
scenario.
yeah. So the only thing that I would say that they hung to more closely than specific lines that were actually taken from the book that I noticed that they did this time, they added in specific things, was they talked about the Wendigo, which is in the book. There's a Wendigo that is in this forest, and it's an evil type of thing.
A Wendigo.
An actual Wendigo.
What the fuck is a Wendigo?
God, are you you don't know what a Wendigo is?
What's a Wendigo?
Okay. Fuck's. Okay, a Wendigo is this mythological creature, but that used to be human at one point. Most of it goes like this. So, the Native Americans were scared to death of Wendigos. Okay, they found them to be very, very real things. So what happened is that somebody, usually it's a human being, is trapped somewhere for a long period of time, and they run out of food, and eventually they become cannibals. They eat somebody. Once you eat human flesh, you become basically insane, and you slowly turn into this Wendigo creature. It's a very hideous looking thing that eats human flesh.
Why would I have known what that is?
They put Wendigo. There's Wendigo stuff all over. They've added it into other mythological.
Never heard of it.
Anyway.
I thought it was your weird word for windmill. It's a Wendigo,
It's a Wendigo.
you know?
Or I was talking about a Winnebago or something. It's a shorter version of that.
Sure.
Anyway, they just mention it, just like the book kind of mentions it. But I'm telling you, the film was shittily paced. The editing was so quick. In some areas, you could tell they literally lopped off minutes. And was just like, let's just get this bitch moving.
Really? Because a lot of the complaints, because I watched a couple people's reviews of it, say that they spend too much time with exposition.
No.
They said there's way too much just talking about what this cemetery is.
I swear to you, that is not the truth. The first
Weird.
film did it better. Like
Okay.
they paced it just right. Like you need time to get to know the family. You need a little bit of time to talk about this weird place, and to keep that leaves you wondering what's so special about this pet cemetery, right? What is Judd not saying about specific things? It gives you time to kind of get into that, and you to find out if you even give a shit about the family or the child or whatever, or the either parent, and their own personal issues, which then of course gives you more tension. I mean, you don't even really fucking be able to tell. They cut out so much. Like Lewis is not a great guy. Like he loves his wife and his children, but he's kind of a selfish prick in the books, and they show it in the first film. Like he's more of a abrupt kind of ass, selfish kind of guy. And Judd is. They just played it better in the original film, but this one anyway. The first half of this film is they push it along so quick from thing to thing to thing to thing to thing. There's barely any talking about his problems with his family or any of the weird shit with Judd or learning about what happened in the past to people that try to bury a human. They barely even touch on that at all in the new film, and they actually show snippets in the original film why it's a bad thing to bury a human up there, and they just barely even anyway. Lithgow's character barely had any lines. He was almost like, why is he even there? He's such a great actor. I will say it was more gruesome in one or two scenes. Like, when you see horror films and you can tell someone's getting stabbed, but you don't have to see it stabbed and cut all the way through and then lob off a piece of something. That's too much. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
If I can see that you cut, that's enough. They really
showed
graphic on.
Like almost like surgical.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I'm not into
it
that.
was over the top for that too. But no, didn't care for it at all. I was really bummed out because the first 30 minutes of the movie, they kind of give you a very eerie, music's going great. I'm like, okay, all right, this is going to be good. And they give you basically a picture of the surroundings of what it is now. And then what the house, like you can see blood and shit in places, okay? And then they, boom, cut back how many ever months it's supposed to be and start there. So you know what's coming. And I'm like, okay, this looks great. This looks creepy. No. And the ending is completely fucked. It's nowhere near close to what happens in the film or the book. They completely just took liberty with that shit. And I did not like the ending at all. Do you want to know what it is? You want me to ruin it for you?
I mean, I don't care.
Spoiler, you're gonna give me like 30 seconds. Okay, in the book and in the film, after the child comes back crazy and killing people, the father kills his son again. Okay, but then the child that came back, the little boy, actually killed his wife. So then he gets the grand idea of he waited too long before putting Gage, as his son, in the ground. That's why he came back the way he did. If he buries his wife immediately the same day she died, obviously she's going to come back better. She doesn't. And that it just kind of ends like with her coming in. Obviously, this isn't going to be good. And that's how the book ends. That's how the movie ends. It should be in that way. This brings the little girl back, doesn't able to kill the little girl because he already buried his wife. Or actually, I'm sorry, the little girl buries the mom. So the little girl kills the mom, knocks her dad out, drags mom all the way to the burial ground, buries her. And then when he finally comes to and is about to kill his own daughter, the mom's already back. Possessed, whatever, kills him. They drag his ass back to the thing, and then the little boy Gage, who he put in a car to save him the whole damn like towards the end of the movie to keep him safe in the car. All three of them come walking up in their possessed form and just stare at him through the window of the car, and it ends. Oh, unspoiler now. I'm done with that.
That took way longer than 30 seconds.
We're talking maybe 35 seconds.
Definitely more. Trying to think of how I feel about that.
You're thinking in your mind it could look and sound cool to what it is. At least
Well, no, I'm just trying to think of the concept. I mean, do I think it's a valid deviation? Like, do I think what they were trying was interesting?
Well, the whole thing is, for it to work, you bury said whatever it is, your cat, whatever it is you want to come back alive, you bury it.
Mm-hmm.
You leave it overnight, and then sometime by the next morning, it comes back. It isn't immediate. So for her to hit her dad over the head with the top of a toilet, knock him out, drag mom miles. I mean, it's like a couple miles to the cemetery. It's miles past the cemetery to this other place.
You're already suspending your belief by, buying into the concept that the cemetery brings people back. I think you can look past little shit like that.
If you knew how far it was.
Now, what would be an interesting ending?
What?
If they came to the car and they can't get in because it's locked and the kid, died in the car.
If they, you know what, honestly,
because they're obviously trying to make
if they paced
zombie
it out,
family
they
or
paced
whatever.
it out and did like a little time delay thing. I've seen the kid just more and more and more. Because he's only like 4 or some shit, and slowly just dies in the car. You know what? I'd like that any better.
It's weird because it's kind of sweet. It's like Zombie Girl's like, well, you guys aren't like me anymore. I want you to be like me.
You can look
so
at
we
it
can
that way.
be a family again.
Oh, for God's sakes! Look, you're messing with the story, man. Don't mess with the story. Make it your own a little bit. Deviate a little bit. Don't fucking change. Like, I was okay with them changing it from the boy to the girl of the child that dies. Whatever. It honestly doesn't make that much of a difference, except she's older. She can talk a little bit more. But I'm sorry, there's something about a creepy little 4-year-old saying, "Come play with me, Daddy." And he's got a scalpel in his hand.
Yeah.
And he's in his burial outfit. Like, that's creepy.
Yeah. I'm coming around to people making certain changes with stuff.
Certain ones, yeah.
There's certain things that I don't think you can touch. Like if it's like a character. Like if what makes that character the character, you can't touch that.
Okay.
But you can deviate other things. Like the new Joker movie.
Yeah.
They're not. I mean, the Joker's a Joker, and throughout the Joker's history, he's had many different origins.
Sure.
The thing that made Heath Ledger's Joker so incredible and menacing was that he didn't actually have an origin. You couldn't really relate to him. But they're doing something, and I've already seen people complaining like, well, I don't, not my Joker. I'm like, have you ever read any of the comics? Like, they're literally taking things from the comics.
Yeah.
If they're not like carbon copies, they're pretty similar. It looks like they're doing a few things, but he'll put his little spin on it, but they're not really changing the character,
Right.
which makes me cool with it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see it.
What you're describing, it's really the same ending. Like, the payoff is like, oh, well, now you're outnumbered and this is the situation. Like, the big reveal is like, oh, now this person's fucked up too.
It is changing it a bit though, because instead of the original in the book, it's like a demon is now possessed in this human body.
The thing that's changed,
you're making it into a demon
is
family.
that sure, but it actually gives motivation to the demon, which actually could really kind of expand the thought. Like, oh, are these things sentient and have some kind of goal? That could be interesting. I'm not saying that it is. It gives a little more depth to what these people become when they come back, that they actually have a motivation rather than just be a weird demon zombie person.
No.
But I'm saying, like, the actual ending of, like, if you break it down to its simple, like the most simple form is like, oh, they're both bad. What am I gonna do? That's basically the same ending for both, except for with the little kid, it's like, oh, all of them are bad. What am I gonna
I
do?
like the idea of just you focusing on the fact that Lewis is slowly losing his fucking mind. And that's really, he's losing it because, he goes a bit nuts
Yeah.
towards the end because he thinks that if he just keeps trying, something's going to come back good. And
Well,
and they take that away.
That's the well. I mean, obviously, like, so if that's what you hooked onto with the story, then sure, yeah, you were never gonna like it then, because what you're more interested in is his fall into
his fall.
insanity,
Yeah.
which is what you're describing is like
Yeah.
doing the same thing, expecting different results. You're going insane.
Are you trying to tell me something?
No. I'm saying that's what you grabbed onto.
Yes, I
you're
know.
you're interested in that character's just degradation. They obviously didn't go that route. They took the premise of the cemetery, and to them, they're hyping up. It seems like they're hyping up what the cemetery, the capabilities of that are, versus the actual family
You didn't care.
problem.
Like you couldn't put yourself in in my opinion, in this film, as much as you could in the book and in the original movie, you couldn't put yourself in Lewis's shoes as a parent per se, okay, or someone that's even married, and say, you know what, I would love this person so much too. I would do anything I could to try to bring him back. They didn't give you that they didn't push that feeling enough for you to give a shit. I didn't give a shit, and it sucked because I liked the main actor, which I can never remember the guy's name, Jason Clarke. Wow, look at that. I like that guy.
He's that guy when you see him, you're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. But I like him.
I didn't know his name.
Well, actually, I did not like him in that Terminator. What the
You
fuck
saw
was
that?
Oh God, I saw it. It was
Oh, yeah.
so bad,
I didn't bother.
so bad. And I like John Lithgow.
Yeah.
The rest of the people, I don't know who the hell they were. I didn't know the wife
I've
was
seen
either.
the wife
Did you?
before in something, but I don't remember what.
I tell you what, she can cry on a dime, like immediate. Like that woman can cry. Like she must be really serialized, depressed, fucked up in her brain because on cue, that woman could produce tears. Like Jason, you could see where they might have had to cut away and maybe put a few teardrops in or something like that to get that shit going. Not her. Dry as a bone, fucking Niagara. All in the same, within seconds. That woman can
She's
cry.
a professional.
She's probably beaten a lot as a child or something.
Maybe.
That's,
Let's not speculate
Oh,
about her family life.
Why? This is what we do.
I don't think that's part of the
We need to
entertainment
start this to be
necessarily.
a therapy session where
therapy
we
session?
are giving other people therapy that listen to us. Yeah. We'll pick the topic if we happen to hit your issue.
Let's talk about, vague memories of your uncle touching your private spots.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. That's not at all what I want to do. Never.
Is it too close to home for you, my friend?
No.
I'll talk to you about it. I'll let you get that out. I'll give you some.
No, I'm good. I'm all good.
Anyway.
So, you're not a fan.
No, C minus. C minus. I'm only going to give it the C minus part. There were a couple of good, interesting shots. Even the stuff about Zelda, not the game. It was the wife's sister who had a disease when she was a child. Or I'm sure she was a teenager. She eventually died from it. There's some creepy scenes about that in the original movie and in the book. But they made it, I will say that they extended that appropriately.
Okay.
I would say that's probably the best thing I could take away from the movie, was just that. They did that properly where they took some liberty with it. Mm-hmm. They changed it a little bit. They added to it a little bit, and that was creepier and better than the book and the original, and I liked that addition.
Okay.
Other than that, no. No.
All right. So, as far as modern day Stephen King films, since he's making his resurgence, we're 1 for 2.
Yes. Yeah, it is great.
Do you think the sequel's going to be as good?
Because they're keeping the same director with the same writer, I'm confident it'll be as good as the, if not, but they're saying it's supposed to be scary because they're adults now.
Well,
They
they're
can be a
adults,
little more.
but I was wondering, like, because I vaguely remember parts of the original with Tim Curry.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the adults with the clown being as terrifying.
Remember, you mean
I know
when
he
he's
shifts to like whatever, and he did that. I mean, he did it a little bit,
yeah.
which I get, but like,
Remember, he's a very tall man. He's taller than all of them,
I'm not afraid
so
of
he's
tall
intimidating.
people.
You should be. You're afraid of shorter people than you. Is that what you're trying to say? Thank
Well,
you.
I'm afraid I'm gonna step on him.
You.
I always walk lightly around you.
I hate you. Listen to me. The clown is just, you got to think about, it's like us and spiders, right? We don't like
Yeah.
spiders. I haven't
No.
liked spiders since I was a little kid. No to fucking spiders.
Doesn't
I
he
don't
turn
care.
into like a fucking spider?
That his true form is a spider. That's how Stephen King wrote him.
Yeah, that's pretty. I don't like that.
Yeah. But right, you're not going to like that part either. But no,
Oh.
what I'm trying to say is if that clown and what it can do, and almost killing you several times in your
Yeah.
young life, if you see that again in your adult life, you're still going to feel that impact.
But the whole point of the end of that was that they were no longer scared of him, and that's what took
That
his
is
power
correct.
away.
That is, well, yeah.
Although
It doesn't.
you might have said to me, like,
Yeah.
when they leave, I know several of them leave. Is it Derry?
Yeah.
Do they kind of forget?
That starts to happen. Yeah.
Okay. Then
Which
I kind of understand.
yeah. It's
But for the guy, like, at least one of them stays, right?
there's shit. Does she stay? Yeah, at least one of them stays because
I don't think it's the girl. I think it's.
Mike stays.
Mike, yeah.
I think there's two of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the girl leaves too.
Does the person who stays remember? Because aren't
Yeah.
they kind of there to kind of like
So because it's every 27 years.
watch out for the next? Yeah.
Yes, every 27 years it comes back. So I think that's part of its thing is it after you start to forget about it, and then it's when it all comes back. That exactly what you're saying. That makes more sense. That is
Okay.
essentially what does
Because
happen.
I would say like, well, they remember. Like, well, we don't have to scare that guy, or else he can kill us.
Right.
All right. I am looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Dune.
Well, let's keep on Stephen King. Are there
sorry.
any other Stephen King things in the
God,
works?
there's a bunch of shit.
I know they're gonna do Dark Tower as a series instead, like, and just can like be like, oh, we didn't do that movie.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucked, man, because they had the two perfect actors for it. Just a shitty script, man.
Yeah.
If they just did Gunslinger, which is, by the way, in my opinion, the only good book out of the entire series, and people can argue the other one. I'm sorry, the rest of them, I had to fucking bleed my eyes out to finish those books. Gunslinger is a good book. They could have just done the first movie as that, and I bet you anything it had made at least $300 million, $400 million. It's a good story, and the actors that they had, they could have just gone to town with it. It'd have been good. But no. Nope. They took all 8 books and decided to put it into one fucking compact movie. And
Yeah.
they didn't show all the cool stuff. They only showed some
Well,
of
it
the...
sounds like it's better suited for television then.
Yes, it is. If for as much content as there. Yeah.
Which I'm glad there are like comic book stories that are going to TV rather than going straight to movies, because you benefit from that long format. You can really dive into some stuff.
Right. Which is why Pet Sematary suffered, because they didn't let you delve into shit. They fast-paced that editing. It just upset me.
What was that? What's the Stephen King TV series?
It's Castle Rock.
Was that any good?
Yes.
I feel like we talked about that.
It is good, but it is a drama. Like there is not really creepiness there.
Well, that's fine. I don't care about that. I just wondered if it was good.
Yeah. Well, see,
So maybe we can give
a lot
them
of people
2 for
forget.
3. 2 for 3
Sure.
in modern.
It's good, but would I watch the whole season over again? No, it's not a Deadwood. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
No.
I love those characters so much. Nothing like that.
Which I don't always need that from a show.
No, I don't either.
Which, yeah, that's fine. Question about the Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you bury the person. They come back as like a demon zombie person.
Yeah.
Do they have anything left of what they were?
They look like they were. They have the memories.
They have the memories.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, it's not, there's nothing of that person.
Other than not really. But you can't. It's difficult to tell. Like they do show in the film accurately, like they would in the first, that when he first when his daughter first comes home,
Yeah.
and he's trying to talk to her, and the things that she's saying, and the way that she's looking around and stuff like that, and what she can remember and doesn't remember stuff, and he's looking at her like, I don't really think this is really her, like because it's basically just memories.
So it's like with this demon thing trying to make sense of this world based off of what knowledge it's retained from its host.
Yeah, they really make it look more like, honestly, in this film, they made it look like they were just really fucking frustrated. They have anger issues. Really is what it was.
I thought I was dead. And I have to come back to this shit. Is Trump still president? Fuck, kill me again.
Kill me again.
Because I had questions like, I just wondered like if the person was like a really good person that got offed and then they put him in the cemetery and they came back, would they come back as shitty as a shitty person? Meaning like if they were real like strong morals,
Yeah.
would they come back and just be like your average shitty person versus like a convict like got killed, put in there, he comes back and becomes like the next Manson?
Is this a general question, or are you talking about in the Pet Sematary?
This is like I'm curious. Obviously, I don't know if the rules are spelled out that in depth, but do you think, based off of you've read the book,
you're dead, and you know you're dead.
Yeah, you know you're dead. You've read the books or book. You've watched the original film. You've watched this film.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think something like that?
No, not in this.
Do you think it should?
No, because you're not you. You're coming back as something else is in your body. It's not you.
Yeah, but if it has your memories, right?
Yeah, but you're still filled with rage and disgust for humans.
Right. But what if like I'm saying, that good person that just saw nothing but good in people, and like
Do
this
you like
demon?
those people? And I hate those fucking
I'm
people.
not. I don't have.
Oh, sorry.
You're fucking with my shit here.
Sorry.
So, I mean, that gung ho, like, God damn, life is great. I love everybody. Dies, comes back. And that demon's like, those are all the memories it has to deal with to understand this world. And it's like, I want to hate on all these things, but I kind of see the points.
I know the point you're trying to make, but they don't ever.
Because then you'd have to kill that fucker again and bury him again and bring him back again. You just got to keep doing that until you get the right level of pissed off.
Listen to me. I know your point is of how they're trying to see this world that they're living in now, okay? But that's never been the point. They're just evil spirits looking to possess a form to kill people, basically.
I'd like to think of the evil spirits as more than one-dimensional characters. I think they have motivations. I think they could be swayed differently.
No, that gets rid of almost every
what makes them evil?
Film. What makes who? What?
Why is everything that comes back from the dead evil?
The ground is spoiled. All right.
What spoiled it?
Spoiled it. It was used. Oh, the Wendigo spoiled it. He came in with his magical aura essence stuff and made it a sour. It took away all the goodness of the resurrection field, according to the book.
So originally, it was a good place.
It was a good place, yes, originally. Something good would come back. I guess. I don't know if it was still you or not.
So I'm going to write my own version
Okay.
where the things that come back might not be completely all bad, dependent on the person that was buried. They're not going to be the same.
I don't want to read this.
They're not going to be the same. But, I mean, they'll have some shit to think about.
All right, you do that, and I will not read that. But I will tell you I did.
Now I'll just do little short stories.
All right,
I'm gonna start a blog of just short stories, where I basically write something else, altering a film's premise.
Okay, yeah, sure, do that. Oh, and then also name it Pet Sematary, but spell it with a C instead of an S. So you even that's your.
I correct it.
You corrected.
Yeah, I'm into that.
All right.
I'm glad that you carried this episode because I obviously did not see the film, and I don't really plan on it anyway.
That's a big shocker.
It didn't even really look good to me. I don't know.
Watch the original. At least it was more close to home, man. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you it's the greatest film on the planet. It scared the shit out of Kyle. Actually loved this film. I wouldn't say he really liked it. I wouldn't say loved. He really liked it.
Have you met that guy? He's weird.
The first movie scared the shit out of him. So he is weird.
All right, you got anything?
I don't.
You got nothing?
We're
about to go on our weekend of art.
I thought it was love making.
No,
it is art. You're right. It is art.
It's art for us.
It's not going to be art for Kyle.
Consider it. Yeah, I've just been doing stuff around the house.
No,
you're seeing every week you come here, you see something different.
Yeah. No,
but I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Me too. So until next time, thank you for spending your time with us because we're bored in Ohio.
So sweet.
See, I gave you one. That's all you're getting. The rest of it is me fucking eardrums.
All right.